Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you Sunday, December the 4th, the year's 2022. Let's talk trading, weekly, open, and gap. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. And once again, it's close to the beginning of the month, so let's remember to make sure we have our risk management in place so we don't lose more than we're willing to lose on any one particular trade. So for the week, we are 68 pips above the open on the pound dollar, 12 off the high and 68 off the low. And you can look here on the dashboard and see that all the weekly open gaps have filled. Quick peek at the monthly. We are 274 pips above the monthly open, 14.15 off the high, 287 off the low. Now, one thing to note about the weekly, see it broke out of that weekly wick zone. Price doesn't like staying in the wick zone. Even most of the time we look at the daily, but it doesn't like staying in the weekly either. And you can see last week's high was 23.099, call it 23.10. We're 20 pips above that level. Notice the weekly pivot is here. So keep that 23.10. Keep that number in mind this week because that's a number to short if it comes back down. So opening range for the month, we broke through it, which happens to also be that weekly high number. We are 280 pips above the yearly midpoint right now. 1975 pips off the low, 1193 below the open, and 1416 below the yearly high. And you can see on Friday we had an inside bar at the 2300 level, and we broke out. We're 33 pips above it right at the moment. And if you look, and you can see here on the daily and on the monthly, there seems to be a lot of inside bar action, not so much on the week. So we broke the weekly inside bar from 17 weeks ago today, and now we broke the inside bar high, and we broke the previous week's high. Looks like price wants to go up, even though I'm thinking short. It hit the launch pad once today, but it didn't launch. In fact, it hit at this half hour, and you can see it's pulling down. This is normally on the daily. You can see we've got two pairs over 100 pips in range, and the pound clocking in at 80. In the buy zone, you had a couple opportunities to get in, and you can see we got a nice return bar here. So price might get pulled down. The range is large enough for rat trading, and looks like the red rats are starting to feast. Bambino indicator says go long. The near pivot trading plan near the pivot, bias is long. You can see we haven't gotten near that daily pivot. Okay, there's the monthly pivot, that's missed. Weekly pivot so far this week is missed, and the daily pivot's missed. So looks like we've got some pivots that need to be taken out. Notice though, we have racked up a whole bunch of missed daily pivots this year. We've got January, February, March, April, then October, November, December right now. Lots of missed pivots out there. And we were talking about that daily wick zone. You can see here it poked its head through once and then twice. It's moved on up. And the range 80 at the 8%. So we've got a lot more movement today, probably somewhere, probably close to double what it is right now, if not more. I haven't checked the news. I don't think there's any news today. So it won't be news driven unless something unforeseen happens in the world. The Walmart lines, we had a Walmart short at 40, which would be paid off. Could have actually had a potential of 10 pips there. And you can see, though, these past few hours, we really haven't had much range except for 4 hours ago when price broke through that 2300, shot up. Lower high, higher low action. You can see here off of that 3 ball, made a nice move to the upside. And the higher low, you can see there was a short right there at the 2340 level. And 302 pip range so far this month. We're moving up. Pivot trade reminder, or the trade reminder. Okay. I don't see anything that really sticks out on here. It was interesting. I saw that there's a, I think it was barchart.com had something very similar to my trade reminder. In fact, I think there's another indicator I wrote that's kind of similar, more similar to that, but they had things like stochastics and the pivots, and what else did they have on there? I think maybe some RSIs, where they listed out, they did it slightly different. They listed a bunch of different prices, and then they told you what was at that price level. But it's kind of similar, as you can see here. We've got, all the way down to what, S5, I believe, on this indicator. Now we've got all the way down to S6 and all the way up to R6. But they had a whole bunch. They also had just had some squiggly line indications. I thought was kind of cool in a way, saying if price hits here, this is what your RSI will be, or this is what the stochastics will be. Or this will be a moving average for the different moving averages. They had it all in one. I don't know if I would, write anything like that right now, since I'm more about just trading these horizontal lines. And just really, it's really hitting me for some reason. I guess maybe it's screen time, chart time, that, one thing is, any one of your trades that you enter, it's no better than a coin flip. It's just the method works over time. And so if you do the method, time after time, hopefully it'll be better than a coin flip. That's what we're shooting for, something that's better than that 50-50. And the other thing is, I kind of had I was watching some videos from this one woman trader, and she was talking about, how she went from, a few hundred to over 1 million in trading. And for some strange reason, I got the image of a pinball machine. And the thing about a pinball machine is you try and put up as many points as you can. And you don't lose points, but you'll drop a ball down. And what I was thinking is, we always have the P&L of the current trade, the open trades, and how many pips were up and down. But really, the number we should really be thinking about is what is our current equity? Meaning, what's our account size? Is it, if we were to close a trade, will we be up for the day or session or down for the day? And what I'm thinking about is maybe having an indicator. I was thinking, call it the red line, kind of like on a car tachometer, where if price, if your portfolio loses, 2% or 5%, whatever it is, it just comes up and it just basically turns red on you and lets you know that, it's time to exit, because this trade is definitely, or these trades are pulling you down, and you don't want to drop below that red line, that threshold. Or maybe I could have a minimum maximum. It's like, hey, you know what? If you make X number of dollars or X% return, don't give it back. Just like if you've lost a few hundred or a few thousand off of your account, it's time to hang it up for the day. Like Walmart said, I think he said this last Monday, is when he admitted that, he took a hit and just was having one of those days where the market went against him big. Not that he did anything wrong, it's just part of trading. You trade a couple hundred days a year, you have to expect you're going to lose. I mean, trading is a game where you're going to lose. You're just going to lose. Some of your trades are going to be losses. And the thing that you can manage is how big or how small they are, barring unforeseen circumstances, that is. I mean, right now, as I'm talking, if price, suddenly dropped 300 pips, and you were long, there's nothing, there was nothing on the horizon. It was just one of those black swan events, whether it was a fat finger trade or war broke out, or the Bank of England, in this case, we're doing the pound, decided to do an intervention or something. Because I was actually in one of those trades. Oh God, way back when the Swiss bank did an intervention, and it was probably my luckiest trade ever. I was short, and that sucker dropped 500 pips. And I probably told this story before, but I had a TP down there for whatever reason. And what happened was, I forgot I had a TP down there, and for some strange reason, I hit the buy to close out, and then price reversed the other way. I think I picked up another 50 or 100 pips, and the original trade had cleared because what had happened was, when I entered, I thought I should be flat, but lo and behold, it kept racking up more pips. It was like, what? And then it's like, okay, just exit. And what the heck's going on here? And I completely forgot I had a TP down there. So that's just one of the things, when you're trading, make sure you check everything so you know what you've got on the board or what you have pending, because sometimes if you forget, it can work against you. So, fellow traders, we're in that last trading month of the year. So I really want you to remember and never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. And if you haven't, subscribe, hit the like button, share the video, hit the bell so you'll be notified. This is TheRumpledOne, over and out.